person. Hi, welcome to West End Yoga's Level 1 class. We've gotten together to offer a class that is gentle and we hope is accessible for many folks as we take our little respite from the studio. It is a time of uncertainty, a time of disquiet, and yet we who practice yoga realize that there's always a place of certainty and quiet within ourselves. That is our authentic self, the place that comes from our heart. It is always strong, it is always brave, it is always peaceful, it is kind, compassionate, and oh so very wise. So we hope that our practice helps us to discover that place again and again and again. So we begin our practice mindfully breathing, either seated or reclining. You might consider having a blanket at home. Our reclining yogis actually have a blanket folded under their spine to give them a little bit of heart opening, to reverse some of the adverse effects of our posturing during the day. When you sit, as one of our yoga teachers, Wendy, is seated, we try to find a very firm, stable, yet comfortable posture. The spine is erect, the shoulders are rolled back and down, and the head comes back on the spine slightly. Tucking the chin just a little bit. And we go to our breath. And the breath is in the belly. The navel draws away from the spine as we breathe in. And the navel draws back as we breathe out. The belly expands on the in-breath. The belly retracts on the out-breath. And we find a slow and smooth breath that we hope to continue through our practice as we mindfully move in space. As we pay attention to that breath and as we pay attention to our body, we are totally present here, now. From here, we will all move onto our back without a blanket or prop supporting us, and we'll start warming up in that position. So I think we'll just pull our knees in and rock a little side to side, just to stimulate that spine. Always aware of our spine, our backbone that supports us, that allows us to move, to twist. And then we're going to take our feet on the mat, knees bent, feet as wide as the mat. We're going to warm up almost the entire spine here. So we're going to stretch our hands up to the ceiling. And we're just going to start reaching up with one hand and then the other. And I'm going to lift my whole shoulder up. I'm getting a lot of movement from the muscles of the upper back. Mindfully stretching and reaching. Any other body parts that want to join in? That's great. Now we'll keep our hands up, but we'll cross our arms and hold opposite arms. And we'll hold between our wrist and our elbow. So now my arms are over my chest. I'm going to start the arms going side to side. And let's coordinate it with our breath, so it'll be very smooth. The inhale as we take the arms over our chest, the exhale as the elbow goes over to the side. So we'll all establish our own breath. You may notice that we don't all work in sync here. We did not practice this practice. And we really do all want to encourage an individual practice. Now, your legs might decide to go to the opposite side as your arms. So now we're getting a rotation of the spine. And we're moving slowly, mindfully, with the breath. And maybe the head joins in. And the head might move in the same direction as the arms, or it might move in the same direction as the legs. You decide. Remember that breath. The inhale is when we're neutral. The exhale is that twist that we're inviting to the spine. And we're being very, very gentle. Now maybe we keep things over to their side for a few breaths. And we're belly breathing. The inhale, belly draws away from the spine. The exhale, the belly draws back in. On an in-breath, everything comes neutral again, comes to center, and we exhale everything to the opposite side. We hold there for a few breaths. Faces relax. Sometimes we furrow our brows and we don't even know it. Or we clench our teeth, tightening our jaw. Inhaling everything back neutral. Let's take our hands and feet up to the ceiling. Make some movements through fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. And let's release our arms down and our feet down. Feet on the mat, knees bent. Just get comfortable. We're not going to lift into a bridge, but we are going to do some subtle movement, which is so powerful, pelvic tilt. So on an inhale, you might make that arch of your lumbar spine a little bit deeper. So that arch, I'm lifting my navel up toward the ceiling on my in-breath. The exhale is going to decrease that curve of your lumbar spine. Tighten my glutes and my derriere, tilt my tailbone up. So the inhale has a reclining cow pose, and the exhale has a reclining cat pose. So I'm just toggling between the two. My hips are still on the mat. As I said, it's subtle but very powerful. We're engaging lots of core muscles. Our abdominal muscles, our lower back, our waist, the glutes and the derriere, the thighs. Mindful of your breath. And then coming back to a neutral pelvis. Now we want to be mindful of that pelvic rocking as we take our hands gently behind our head. We're going to engage the abdomen and the core, all those core areas I mentioned, a little more deeply here. We are not going to strain our neck. We're not doing sit-ups. I'm going to start with what I call butterfly arms. So the inhale is going to have the elbows are out to the side. The exhale, I'm just going to take the arms, the elbows up beside my head. So like I'm fluttering my butterfly wings. The inhale, my elbows go back to the mat. The exhale has the elbows coming toward each other up beside the head. So I'm inhaling. Now, as you do your exhale with the navel drawing to the spine, you might lift your shoulders a little bit. Elbows are still drawing in. Inhale, everything comes back down nice and slowly. Exhale, coming in, navel to spine, butterfly those arms. And how about 3 more on your own? No tugging on the neck. The head is still in line with the spine. My hands are not tugging my head. They're just gently cradling. When you've done your third one, we're going to relax on the mat once again. Let's pull our knees in, rock a little side to side. We're going to come up to a seated position, so I think we'll all roll toward the camera and very gently help ourselves up. I like to sit, we're going to sit for a little bit. I like to sit on the edge of a blanket to help my spine to remain erect with very little effort. And it's not necessary at home. You can prop blankets or anything under your legs, or you can just have them hanging there as long as you're comfortable. You can also do just about everything we're doing with your legs extended out. So at home, whatever is comfortable for you. We'll just try to keep our spine erect, though, only because it's the way the spine likes to be held when everything is stacked in the way we were meant to be stacked. Let's take our right hand over to the side and take the left arm up. And we're going to do a nice side bend over to the right. I'm not going to hike my left shoulder up by the ear. I'm going to keep it relaxed down. And I may pulse a little bit, maybe. So you four back there, do whatever feels good and what you usually do in your practice. And even if it's not what you usually do, try something new. My right hand is helping to support, and I am consciously trying to keep my left hip down toward the mat because that gives me a longer stretch of that left side body. I like to play around in poses. What feels good? Remember, whenever we are mindful of our breath or our body, we are present, totally here now. That's when we are our happiest, not when we wander in the past or the future. Left hand gently behind your head, just gently. Can you open up a little bit? Maybe gaze up at that left arm. This is an inhale. The exhale is going to take that left elbow down toward that right knee. Inhale, open it up again. Lots of movement in our midsection here. Exhale, left elbow toward right knee. And again, we breathe in, we open up, we breathe out, and we take elbow toward knee. This time coming up, all the way up. Let's repeat it on the other side. Right arm comes up, but we're not hiking that shoulder up. And side bend over to the left. Again, I'm going to be mindful, my right hip wants to pick up. Nothing wrong with lifting that right hip. I find that when I keep that right hip rooted, I get a longer stretch through all those intercostal muscles between my ribs. And you can pulse a little bit if you like, or you can just keep it static, which means not movement. Right hand gently behind that head. Looking up maybe at that right elbow, but you know if you want to look up or down or how you want to gaze. Inhale here, exhale, gently taking that right elbow down toward the left knee. Inhaling, coming up. Exhale, nice little twist here. Breathing in, we open that heart. We are heart-centered beings. Exhale, coming down. Coming up and all the way up. Roll those shoulders back and down. Maybe roll them again. We're going to do a little twist while we're here. Right hand comes by that right hip. Left hand comes to the top of that right thigh. Sitting up nice and tall. We always grow the spine. Elongate before we move gently into our twist, no matter what level you are. The exhale is navel drawing to spine. That's when we can more safely move into our twists. You might even find a little pulsing happening. As you grow your spine on your in-breath, you might be coming out of your pose, any pose that you're doing, a little bit, and then on the exhale, moving more deeply into your pose. Roll those shoulders back and down, tuck the chin a little bit. Belly breathing. Remember, navel moves out on the in-breath, draws back on your out-breath. So when we twist, we're stimulating all those vital systems in our gut, including our immune system and our serotonin production. That's one of those feel-good hormones. And then we slowly unravel. Left hand comes by that hip, right hand toward that left thigh. Grow the spine on your in-breath. As the navel draws to the spine on the out breath, we ease into our twists. Roll those shoulders back, long neck here, tuck the chin, just a little bit. We are also nourishing our spine as we engage in twists. And I think the spine is grateful for that. And then gently releasing forward. Since we've been sitting cross-legged, let's separate our feet a little bit and just let the knees go side to side. Since we all love our boat pose, I'm thinking, I usually get some looks from that one. I'm going to keep my hands behind me, but I'm going to make sure that I'm not sinking in my shoulder girdle. I'm going to be sure that I'm lifting my heart. And I'm going to cross my legs. This is a level 1 class, so I think we're going to stick with this boat today. So I'm going to bend my elbows, lean back a little bit, shine my heart skyward, and extend my legs. That's going to be the in-breath. The out-breath is going to be the bringing chest and knees together. So inhale, lean back, but keep lifting out of your shoulder girdle. And then exhale, bring it in. And again. How about this will be our last one? And let's place our feet down, and again, let those knees sway side to side. How about if we just drape over our legs for a moment? Because actually boat is a back bend, an extension of the spine if indeed we are properly opening our heart and taking the shoulders back, so it's nice to have a little flexion. I think it's time to get on our hands and knees. I know you should do more than one boat, but we're going to move on. So we were doing that little reclining cow and cat at the beginning. Now we can get a little more deeply into that, but not too deep, especially if there's osteopenia or osteoporosis in the spine. We want to make sure that you don't do the rounding of the back, which would be the cat pose. So we have our hands under our shoulders, we have our knees under our hips, and we want to make sure we're using all 10 fingers to press into the mat as well as the palms of our hands so that we're not putting all the weight on our wrists. So maybe just a gentle rocking of the pelvis to start. So the scooping of that back is your inhale, and the rounding, the gentle rounding of the lower back is your exhale. But if you ever have a different breathing pattern than what an instructor is suggesting, please follow your own inclination. So if you'd like to go more deeply into your cow and cat, I'm going to model, if we do have osteopenia or osteoporosis, I'm going to model very subtle rounding of the back, but a little bit of a deeper back bend. And not deeper than the rest of the group is doing here, but I mean the back bend, which I'm doing right now, is a little deeper than I'm doing when I'm doing my flexion of the spine. And coming back to your flat tabletop, which really involves some awareness of your core to support this pose well, to support your lower back, pulling the navel up slightly to support it. We're going to extend our left leg behind us, and I'm going to put my toes on the mat, and I'm going to press with that left heel. So I'm getting a wake up for my calf. and the Achilles tendon back there. They tend to get contracted, shortened, especially if you're wearing high heels. And you can pulse in this pose too. Inhaling, I'm going to lift that leg up. Exhaling, I'm going to lower it down. Breathing in, I'm lifting it. Breathing out, it's coming down. And maybe 3 more of those. At your own pace. And the next time it comes down, I think I'm going to keep it down. And my right foot is going to kickstand out to the side. So I'm swinging my right foot up. My knees got it right here. You got it. You're modeling it. They can't see mine. And then I'm going to pivot my back foot sideways. And I'm going to make sure my right hand is right under that right shoulder to support me without injuring my shoulder. And my left arm is going to go up. Now, for some of us, right there is really strengthening. And some other folks may want to inhale that left leg up and exhale it, tap it down. Breathing in, we lift it up. Breathing out, we tap it down. Maybe one more. Up and down. Now, I'm going to lift up. I'm going to use all my strength and I'm going to lift up into a kneeling warrior 2. Now notice those shoulder blades, your shoulders, as we turn our palms up, externally rotating those shoulders. The shoulders really roll down nicely. And palms down. Left hand on that left leg, right palm up over the head for gate pose. And if you have shoulder issues, some of these poses are really hard to do. So you can always just take that right hand behind your head. You can keep it on your hip. Not necessary to be stretching arms up overhead. Coming up through your warrior 2. Right hand comes down to the mat again. Left arm over the head. And again, that's not accessible for everybody's left shoulder here. So you can just take that hand, just bend that elbow, or you can take it on your hip. Left hand is going to come down to the mat again beside the right one. We're going to swing that right foot back in. Left knee comes in. And now you can either do some cows and cats, or you could circle. And if you're circling the body, you might want to incorporate some cows and cats. You can also come down on forearms. I'm sorry I didn't mention that before. I think I'll come down. And Barb, sometimes you come down on forearms, right? Yes. So feel free to come down on forearms. Just do your thing, you guys back there. You all are seasoned yogis. I'm going to stay down for a few moments. My right toes are going to come back now on the mat. And I'm doing that long stretch at the back of the leg here. So you can pulse a little bit if you'd like. I'm going to climb up on my hands now. I'm going to swing my left foot out now, and my right foot is going to pivot sideways, and the right arm comes up. If I forget anything, I know what I forgot. I know what I forgot. The leg lift and lower. We'll come back to that. I know you at home have caught me on that one. Inhale, lift that right leg up. Exhale, take it down. Breathing in, we lift. Breathing out, lower. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. One more. Good. We're going to lift up off that left hand and come to our kneeling warrior 2. Again, turn those palms up, let the shoulders roll back and down, and then palms down. Right hand on right leg, left palm up, over the head, gate pose. And remember, you can always just bend that elbow, or take that arm down by your side, that left arm, or put it on your hip. Coming up through your warrior two. Left hand comes down on the mat again. Right arm either over the head or on your hip. Or down by your side. Right hand comes down beside the left one. We're going to catch up with that right leg. Keep that right leg extended behind you, but swing that left foot back on the mat. Right foot is still extended. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale it down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Good. Let's bring that right knee back. And again, make any movements that feel good here. Just moving the spine. We're trying to relieve any holding, any tension that has accumulated in the body. And make sure, if you're on your hands, you're putting effort into those fingers as well, not just on those